a hugely successful campaign which saw the Orange and Black qualify for the postseason for a second straight year, ultimately reaching the second round of the Calder Cup playoffs. Let's start at the beginning, all the way back in October, where Lehigh Valley earned its first win of the season in its second game of the new year, thanks to not one, not two, but three shorthanded goals. Just the third time in Phantoms franchise history they've ever notched three shorties in a single game, and the first time in 10 seasons here in the Lehigh Valley. Cooper Marody, Adam Ginning, and Rhett Gardner all scoring a man down, propelling Lehigh Valley to a 5-2 win over Belleville, the first of what would ultimately become 35 victories in total this season. Fast forward to early December, and the most highly anticipated promotion of the year, the Teddy Bear Toss. One of the most coveted goals all season, this year belonging to Zaid Wisdom. His first goal of the new campaign, triggering a stuffed animal storm that produced a franchise record 10,869 teddy bears and assorted stuffies, all of which were donated to Valley Youth House. Phantoms fans have now donated over 56,000 teddy bears and stuffed animals through a decade of teddy tosses here in the Lehigh Valley. Phantoms down Charlotte 4-1 on Teddy Bear Toss night, outlasting the Checkers just 4 days later, this time in dramatic fashion. A Samu Tuamala power play strike with just over 4 minutes left in regulation tied it before Cooper Marody and Ronnie Addard hooked up in overtime, propelling Lehigh Valley to the 3-2 win. Tremendous patience and vision by Marody, finding Addard on the backdoor cut. Phantoms went beyond regulation 21 times this season, the third most in the entire American Hockey League, winning 8 times in overtime, including 7 of their final 9 bonus session contests. Lehigh Valley, meanwhile, saw 14 games end in overtime this season, another 7 via the shootout, where the Orange and Black went 4-3 in the skills competition. The star for the Phantoms in the shootout, first-year forward John Randall Avon, who potted this beauty as part of a 1-0 win over Hershey in early March. The team's final shootout triumph of the season. Avon tallied 4 straight shootout conversions at one point this year, tying for the league lead by season's end with 5 shootout tallies in total. That victory was also Lehigh Valley's first shutout of the 2023-24 campaign, a 16-save clean sheet by goaltender Cal Peterson, which featured this ridiculous 2-on-none save in overtime. Joe Snively off the feed from Chase Prisky, but Peterson with the denial. One of 3 shutouts this season for the 29-year-old netminder, who was far from finished, making tremendous saves against the rival Bears. Game 2 of the Atlantic Division semifinals, when Peterson would author this stunner against Hershey. Jimmy Huntington on the left wing off the 2-on-1. He and the Bears are convinced they've scored, but Peterson sprawling back makes the goal line denial with his glove. An absolutely mind-blowing stop. Officials would review, calling the ice stands as no goal. Phantoms dropped the first 2 games in Hershey, facing elimination in Game 3 when Peterson rose to the occasion again, blanking the Bears 2-0. A 22-save shutout highlighted by yet another sensational stop. Hershey with the goalie pulled and the extra attacker on. Bears appear to have a bid at an empty net, but Peterson somehow dives back with his left arm to make the stop. Another jaw-dropping save from a guy who was one of the league's best goaltenders over the final 2 months of the season. A .228 goals against, a .908 save percentage over his final 19 starts of the year. Phantom season, of course, ended in the Atlantic Division semifinals, but that was only after the top moment of the entire year, when Lehigh Valley earned a series-clinching overtime victory against Wilkes-Barre Scranton in the opening round of the Calder Cup playoffs. Tied 4-4 with the Penguins in the extra session when a strong net drive by Brendan Furry produces a rebound in front, where Jacob Gaucher is Johnny on the spot to send the Phantoms into the second round and Fan Nation into a frenzy. Gaucher with the 14th playoff overtime game winner in Phantoms franchise history, and just the second ever series clincher to be scored in OT for the Orange and Black.